All right, let's watch this Asmongold video. He crossed the line, 1.3 million views.
Obvious that Twitch has two different forms of punishment, right? Where Twitch streamers that embody certain political values are not being punished at the same ratio that an average person would be punished.
This is what happens when you don't kill every single slave owner after slavery. We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and...
Is this guy banned? Did they ban him?
Nope.
Let me see if they did.
Hello?
30K to end.
Wait, I'm confused. What is the... He's mad that Sean the Black said, this is what happens when you don't kill every slave owner? What? What was that drama? I don't remember. What happened there? Literally put words in Sean's mouth? Yeah, what? Is Asmongold pro-slavery? Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand. Why are we going back to relitigate the Civil War? Like, what? My man went from, I'm apolitical. Also, I'm 99% sure the Holocaust happened to, like, honestly, you actually shouldn't kill slave owners because, I don't know, for reasons.
Anyone who...
Maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but the way he... Maybe Sean said something else, but the way he framed this argument, like the way he cut this argument in here to be like Twitch has a double standard in terms of who gets banned and who doesn't get banned. I doubt that the apolitical centrist Asmongold, maybe he will, but I doubt that he's probably going to talk about the fact that four streamers got clapped for Sabra hummus, for saying Sabra hummus sucks. Okay? For 30 days. Asmongold literally said Palestinians are inferior people that deserve to be fucking genocided, and he only got 14 days. Okay? I think that's a long ban to begin with. Some might disagree with me, but as a content creator, I'm not super in favor of long and extended bans. Especially as a political content creator, I understand how much that will be redirected at me. It was completely unjustifiable, and everyone knows it was a fucking sham to ban the four content creators, one of which was Jewish, by the way. The one who made the tier list was a Arab Jew, okay? Banning them for anti-Semitism over the fact that they say Sabra hummus is shit. Because it is, okay? It is. It is shit. Suck my dick. It absolutely sucks. It's the easiest item on the boycott, divestment, and sanctions list because it totally fucking sucks. Okay? This take is not very apolitical of you. Shame, shame. In any case, I love the people who are like, oh, I hate that this, like, VTuber got banned for showing 2D ass. Fuck Twitch. And it's like, I don't want them to be banned. Why are you putting that on me? I don't fucking run Twitch. Okay? It makes no sense. People genuinely have deluded themselves into believing that, like, I literally run Twitch. I do not run Twitch. Okay? For those of you at home who think I run Twitch, I'm here to tell you, I do not run Twitch. If I had the ban hammer myself, there are plenty of people who I would enforce it upon, and there are plenty of people who I would not ban. Random VTubers that are, I don't know, humping an NPC, or random VTubers that you guys are talking about online, on Twitter, comparing that to my ban. I don't want them to be banned. I don't know why you think I want them to be banned. I have no say in this matter. I did not personally ban myself, for example, for the day. I didn't even advocate for Asmongold to be banned, if I'm not mistaken. When he said the Palestinian thing, I literally talked to him personally about it afterwards to try and get him to understand, to try and get his audience to understand how insane of a statement that was. Okay? Yeah, here's what Asmongold said for his ban versus what I said for mine. Let's take a look.
I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. It's not even a question. That's it. Just takes enough. That's right. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways. It is that simple. No, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't care. I don't support them.
They are trying to cut recipients, okay? It is not happening at the point of recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he, to this day, is still also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history. They don't want to actually go after the medical providers or the insurance companies. Those are the people who actually engage in the fraud. So it's interesting to think that like Asmongold thinks that Twitch is doing favoritism towards me for this statement, while simultaneously, I guess he assumes that his ban was like far too long or something. But what I find interesting, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's some Asmongold crossover fans in here still to this day. I know that some of you hate watch him, and you shouldn't. I think that's a gross loser thing to fucking do. But I guess in this circumstance, I'm relying on you for additional context. What was Asmongold's take when Twitch banned 4 content creators for 30 fucking days right after they banned him for 14? Well, I guess he was banned in the process, so he didn't get to do commentary on that. Or 5. Sorry. Thank you, Frogan, for correcting me. 5 content creators for saying Sabra hummus is ass, which is correct. This was the peak of anti-Semitism. He basically said it should have been perma. He said Frogan shouldn't be banned. I'm so confused. I'm getting 2 entirely conflicting takes here. He said he didn't think Frogan should be banned. He thought they were doing a race tier list that was anti-Jewish. Okay, both of you guys are saying people are saying the exact opposite. My point here, okay, is that, of course, banning in terms of service is a very tricky situation. Twitch has done the ultimate crime. The ultimate crime of actually trying to apply a rigorous interpretation of its terms of service, unlike every single one of these other social media platforms. Okay? Hello all, new to this version of Hasan. If you're a terrorist, how are you terrorizing the people? Asmongold, do the math. How are you terrorizing? The fuck? Asmongold actually defended you against his chat about this topic today. He said you can't blame Hasan for Twitch's decisions. He would say he disagrees with that ban length. He would use it to gloat about his balanced and consistent take on this. Okay. Actually, first time chatter, I doubt it. Anyway, let's continue. Banning him did good for him. He cleaned his house. It was disgusting before. I mean, I thought so too, but I was wrong. I think he went back to his old ways pretty fast. Like,
that is my right. The tree of tyranny must be watered with the blood of tyrants, or however it goes. The tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of tyrants every now and then, okay? Shut the fuck up.
Would you tell that joke about Donald Trump?
Again, yes, I would.
then do it.
I mean, again, the simplest answer, in my opinion, is most.
But what is going on? People have made that joke about Donald Trump. Why is he acting like people haven't made that joke about Donald Trump? Like, obviously, after this fucking ban, God forbid, but like, what is this take? Like, does Asmongold think that no one was making he shouldn't have missed joke over and over again? Why does he come across like a fucking SJW here? I thought he wasn't. You can't, dog, you can't have a massive American flag in your rooftop room that you haven't cleaned in months and constantly talk about anime titties and shit, and then also behave this much like a fucking SJW. What?
Most often the correct one. The reason why people like Hasan get unbanned very quickly and they don't get punished as much as other people do. And again, like, if they're acknowledging that he did this.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Twitch's moderation and Twitch's team, I think, is compromised. I think that they're biased, and I think that they don't have any principles at all other than responding to controversies. Other than that, they won't.
I think Asmongold is
he made a whole video about this. There were like a couple of things that he brought up about me. Another big issue that a lot of these people have is that they think that the reason that they get banned and the reason that they get in trouble is because of somebody else, right? It's like, it's my.
Bro, you literally just admitted that Twitch's banning processes are inconsistent, and it only becomes an issue when someone makes it an issue. And then you literally pointed to me saying exactly that, and now are saying that that is not the case. You just made the. It's 1 minute and 46 seconds in. How is this possible to undermine your own argument? Like, am I misunderstanding something? Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. He's saying Twitch's team, I don't think Twitch's team is compromised, for the record, okay? I don't think that there's like some kind of diehard liberalism going on. I think that they are trying to apply the terms of service to the best of their ability, because in the past, Twitch used to be the Wild West, and there were a lot of freaks on this platform, okay? A lot of freaks that made the platform very toxic. Twitch is owned by Amazon. Twitch doesn't want to come across like a platform like Kick. That's what happens when you don't have adequate moderation. That's it, right? It's perfectly understandable and perfectly desirable for a for-profit corporation under the umbrella of a mega conglomerate like Amazon to not want to have a Kick standards of no moderation whatsoever. But the part of the argument that Asmongold makes here that I agree with is that they do respond to people egging them on. They do respond to controversy such as this one. Okay? That's also, again, part of the process because they are under the banner of Amazon. They don't want to rock the fucking boat. They're a capitalist website trying to make money. It's not that hard to understand. Exactly. So that's the situation, right? Now, what's interesting about this, okay, is that Twitch has also responded inconsistently to content creators that are not fucking right-wing reactionaries, but instead super woke.
I think that they're biased, and I think that they don't have any principles at all other than responding to controversies.
Yeah, they definitely respond to controversies. This part I agree with. But what doesn't make sense is him saying
is that they think that the reason that they get banned and the reason that they get in trouble is because of somebody else, right? It's like, it's my fault. It's Ethan's fault. The fact is that sometimes people are just victims of their own bad decision making, right?
I think wait, but I also owned up to that. Why is he acting as though I didn't own up to that? I said in this video that it was the language that I used that put me in a compromised position, and I take ownership over that. While yes, so this is what's interesting, because Asmongold and I should be in agreement on this, right? I also think Twitch's ban structure is inconsistent. I'm probably a little bit more understanding about why it's inconsistent, because I think that policing language is always going to be quite difficult. Okay, there's a lot of vagueness, there's a lot of context, and a lot of nuance in terms of the interpretation. Okay. But having said that, in this video that he didn't watch and simply watched clips off of Twitter, I do openly I do openly recognize that I shouldn't have used the word kill. Any other word instead of kill as a substitute, even capital punishment, would not have garnered a ban, would not have garnered enough attention to get a ban. Asmongold is covering this because he wants Twitch to see it. He's done this a couple times in the past couple of weeks. I understand. We are ideological.
I think that that is partially true. And I think that Hasan should look at the bigger picture and see the problem of allowing extremism on the website and how dangerous that's going to be for the web.
Yeah. The difference is, I don't think that my commentary is allowing extremism. I know that they will say that. I know that Asmongold will say that, partially because he's just fucking responding to shapes and colors. Let's be real. But in this regard, the extremism that we're talking about is Republicans being hypocritical about Medicare fraud as they simultaneously advocate to literally take away $800 billion worth of Medicare from people who need it. I think that I am not the extremist here. I think that the Republican Party is the extremist here. Okay? That's crazy. At least he recognizes that we are ideologically on the opposite side here. But it is funny to hit it from a centrist angle and being like, yeah, I just think that extremist ideologies have no place. Okay? Here is an extremist ideology that I also think has no place on this platform. Let's take a look.
I mean, I don't know, right? I have no idea. But like this absolutely will reach a fever pitch and then people will push them out. Absolutely.
He's talking about Muslim immigrants in Germany, reacting to a video by Tyler Hitler Vera inside the rise of Germany's neo-Nazis in air quotes. Now, of course, many of you are very familiar with the German neo-Nazi movement that Tyler Oliveira is calling neo-Nazi in air quotes because he doesn't think that they're neo-Nazis. The entire video is actually about normalizing their perspective, as a matter of fact, which Asmongold watched and seemingly agreed to a lot of the points that were being made.
National race.
The question is, at what cost?
Well,
How much is a dollar worth, right?
yes, and
What will be the social consequences of mass immigration to a country?
These very questions are what troubles the AfD, as the foreigners that make up 15% of Germany's population account
The
for...
only reason why they have trouble with the answers for the solutions to these things are because the solutions would get them put in jail. They know what the
What is the solution to non-white people being in Germany? I mean, of course, this is not an extreme position. Make no mistake. I don't know.
solutions are. They have plans for what the solutions are.
He really hyper-focused on the term solution. I wonder why he just keeps saying solution over and over again. Dog whistles used to be called out. Yeah, he's just, I don't know. I wonder why he just keeps saying what the solutions are. I wonder what he means by that.
They just can't say them.
That's crazy, man. That's weird.
41% of violent crime in 2023, although some believe acknowledging these statistics is a game.
Yeah. That's interesting. I wonder what that's about. Like, I wonder why he said that over and over again. Hold on, let me put my apolitical hat on real quick. Hey guys, apolitical guy here, apolitical Hasan here, Hank. Welcome. I am just a common sense solutions kind of guy. Make no mistake. Okay? Just putting the hat on while I cover this so that people understand. I am, after all, apolitical. I just care about big titties in video games. Yeah, Asmongold's reaction to pro-Palestinian demonstrators and the police response.
Set a horrible precedent for future protests. What do you think they should do?
That is a chatter asking Asmongold, what do you think about the chilling effect that this is going to have? Police brutality against peaceful protests for speaking out against a foreign nation that's committing a genocide. And Asmongold's reaction is, let's take a look.
I don't really know what the options are, like what's on the table, but like this is what would make sense to me, and like I don't really know what I'm talking about, but it would make sense to flashbang and tear gas them out because that would lower the probability of like having an altercation between like police officers and the protesters, because I feel like that's never bad stuff happens.
I have an alternative solution, okay, which is to not do any of that and to let them fucking peacefully protest, because that chatter was correct. The question he asked was, police presence is creating a chilling effect on speech. That is a direct violation of the First Amendment. Okay? Flashbanging college students is only accelerating that. That is a direct confrontation. That is completely unacceptable.
That's probably what they should do. And I think actually that's the cleanest way of solving it.
Behind the building, behind the drunk. Who is that right there? Who is that?
That would stop.
And law enforcement all within that area right now, but things are being tossed out as we speak. The screaming, the shouting, the
fuck around and find out.
Right here.
That's right. How dare you speak out against Israel doing a genocide with our weapons? Fuck around and find out. Free speech warrior, by the way.
At the encampment that's been in place now for several days after yesterday.
Yep.
More and more of these Palestinian supporters arrived on.
Yeah, they're finding out.
Campus,
I'll tell you that.
Bringing in more materials, more PPE, and refortified their walls. Those walls, the perimeter of this encampment now being built. And law.
Yeah, I mean, this was his editor. I actually hit him up at the time to be like, what the fuck are you doing? And he actually deleted it. Elon unbanned a white supremacist, in air quotes. Mildly right-leaning political commentator Nick Fuentes gets unbanned on Twitter. And that was his editor that actually posted that, because his editor himself is, you know, most likely a fucking rabid neo-Nazi, for the record. But yeah, make no mistake, Nicholas Fuentes is 1,000,000% a Nazi, a self-described neo-Nazi. So yeah, all of this stuff, I think, presents a fairly clear case that the radicalization is not coming from my end in terms of, like, you know, doing pro-terror propaganda. The contextualization of how groups that engage in militant resistance against a settler colonial state is always going to occur, whether or not right-wingers and liberals alike don't want it to happen. In the process, I have literally had academics on here who have contextualized that and offered historical reference points. It is very important to recognize why these groups behave or engage in violent militancy. Very important to recognize that, because we have to understand how to stop violence. Okay? That is my goal. My goal is to put an end to the violence. And the most violent thing that you can do is obviously maintain an apartheid state and also do genocide. That is what Israel is doing. Okay? No amount of hand-wringing will stop that reality. No amount of claiming that every single thing I say and do is actually sparking anti-Semitic fears or whatever is going to change that reality. When Asmongold came out and said, there's a 1% chance that the Holocaust didn't happen. There's a 99% chance that the Holocaust did happen. I'm pretty sure. I said he was entertaining a very dangerous group of people. I said that he was actively welcoming Nazis into his community by entertaining this notion. In the process, I think he has done even more than simply just entertaining. I mean, there is this as well, obviously. Asmongold says Elon Musk's salute was unintentional. Also states that there's a 1% chance of the Holocaust did not happen. I don't think these two statements are related. I think probably 99% certainty that these two clips are unrelated.
Emotional thinker, okay? Like, so I can't appeal to people emotionally. But what I can say is that every part of my logical brain is telling me that this was not an intentional Nazi salute. This was not any nod at any sort of like Hitler Nazi stuff at all. And it was just Elon being stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not one of these Holocaust deniers. I think the Holocaust probably happened. I think probably 99% certainty it happened. And the...
Yeah, and his mod said, come and salute your heart out the right way in our Discord. When you do stuff like this, you're trying to actively farm Nazis, okay? This pairs up fairly well with the whole... It pairs up fairly well with the whole... what was I going to say? What was the other thing I was going to talk about? It's not the AFD support. My brain is broken. I think Asmon got high off too many dead rat fumes. No. He also had a WoW character named after a neo-Nazi mass shooter. Okay, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's you know, if that is like intentional or not. But what I will say is that, you know, he is playing a very dangerous game. It's true he admitted to it. Wait, what? Asmongold had a WoW character named Anders Nordic, the same name that neo-Nazi mass shooter Anders Breivik used for his WoW character? The fuck?
Shadow Moon Valley, just to make sure that you know, just by doing this exploit, it's not really going to kind of throw you guys off of the leveling method here. Now, I do also have rest experience, and so you guys can kind of assume that, I mean, man, like this went so fast for me, like it was really no problem. Now, the other spot that I'm going to show you guys was on my Warlock, and I think I've showed you guys this before on another video. Yeah, I did, and it's over in Frostfire Ridge.
Wait, what? No, it was the name that the shooter used in his game. He did. Here's his statement too. It's your boy Asmongold. It's my version of inappropriate and dark humor. Don't worry, I'm not some kind of white supremacist or whatever. If you're Norwegian, I'm assuming you don't play on the US realms, but if you do, feel free to report the name. And if it violates the rules, I'm sure it does somehow, then I'll change it. I made tons of videos on YouTube, some of which were linked on Reddit, talking about how much I care about following the rules and in general voicing a dislike for certain things. It would be very hypocritical for me to not extend that same option to you. What the fuck? What the fuck? This was 9 years ago. Knowing the name of the account the neo-Nazi used is deep lore. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, no, I mean, that's not an accident. It seems like he deliberately did that. That is fucking insane deep lore. It's not even crypto-Nazi shit. It's just like straight up white supremacist shit. He's like, I'm not a white supremacist. I just named my WoW character after one. You and Asmongold both have something in common. Both like terrorists. Brother, if you think that a white supremacist terrorist like Anders Breivik is in the same camp as people who have been fucking dominated their whole lives, you might as well just admit that you're a white supremacist yourself. Okay. Anders Breivik gets radicalized by fucking online forums and feeling like white superiority is no longer entertained. Comparing that to an entire generation that has been robbed of their fucking future, rising up against their settler colonial occupiers who have been killing their fucking families and creating a brigade of orphans is actually insane. There is no comparison. This is why I hate having this conversation with Americans who think the biggest problem is straight up like having your burgers taken away from you. Okay? That's it. That is the problem. Okay? The Houthis are rapists. Okay, dude. I think you're a rapist. It's insane. Like, can you imagine fucking turning around and being like, no, actually, the group of people that have been the victim of a U.S.-backed coalition force genocide are actually radicalized in the same. No, this is why the left can't work with you people. You work with terrorists. Objective centrist. I work with terrorists. I do not work with the Israeli Defense Force, and I do not work with the Pentagon. So no, I do not work with terrorists. You people. No, this is why the left can't work with you people. What do you mean by you people? I'm a centrist. Objective centrist. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the apolitical broadcast of another objective centrist. It's ironic because a big chunk of my commentary that people say is like pro-terror is unironically contextualizing how people arrive at reactionary points of view. Like the members of the Ansar Allah movement, right? Okay. You said America deserved 9/11. You said a Houthi was Luffy. That person was not a Houthi. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Ironically enough, I think Asmongold agreed with me at the time on the 9/11 stuff, but stop responding to bait. Okay. Yes, you're right. As an apolitical person, I must stop responding to bait and finish the
Website
video.
as a whole. My opinion is that if they don't tone down extremism, what will happen eventually is that there will be an extremist event. That extremist event will cause Twitch to tighten up their policies and remove content that both he and I do. And if he can't see that writing on the wall, I think that he should pay better attention.
Asmongold and I like that he's actively talking about like an adpocalypse, while also simultaneously egging on and hyping up a content creator that literally did the exact same thing. He like advocated for an adpocalypse. Ethan Klein genuinely advocated for an adpocalypse to happen on Twitch. He went so far as to say that Twitch was anti-Semitic. He engaged in vicious smears against this platform that both Asmongold and I are on. Okay? I don't think he cares that much about Ethan actively lying to create this situation that would harm every single content creator on this fucking platform. The reason why I say this is because he hyped that shit up. He hyped that shit up pretty aggressively. What is this? They tried to coordinate his unban months ago. It flopped.
Got banned 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, he also didn't he? Hold on.
Because in plain English, put out a hit on Destiny.
Holy shit, guys! If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want.
By the way, this was a valid ban, and I think Michael from Pennsylvania also would recognize that. I mean, he jokingly put out a hit. It doesn't matter, jokes or not. Understandable that he got banned on that one.
If Twitch banned him, that means that Twitch knows that something happened that was wrong. And they are also acknowledging that for putting a hit out on another real person on a live stream with a $100,000 incentive, that only gets you a 3-day ban. This is insane.
So I like that people point to this the reason why I like that, and it's the same as like people talking about how I did a crime by you know, doing an assassination threat on a sitting U.S. senator. If that was the case, I would be fucking arrested, dude. Like, and the same goes for Michael from Pennsylvania. Like, why do they point to crimes and then go, this is a crime? Why are you only getting banned for 3 days? Yeah, okay, call the fucking cops then. What do you mean? And as a matter of fact, every single right-winger has been adding the FBI nonstop since that fucking Libs of TikTok post. The reason why the FBI doesn't give a shit about stuff like that is because they have too much on their fucking plate and they know that this is ridiculous. Why did they never consider that they might be wrong? I know. Yeah, you're right about this as well. There is deep irony here that the same people that go, you did a crime, you should go to jail, will then simultaneously call the Sex Pestany situation drama when he is literally going through litigation and there is an active criminal complaint against him as well. That's not drama. That's literally a crime. That's how you deal with crimes. Okay? Yeah, legal arc, drama. Meanwhile, has Asmongold even reacted to the Destiny stuff? Because I know that there's they're not exactly fond of one another, but maybe he has and I just didn't see it. Did XQC react to it? Maybe he has. Maybe I didn't see it. I don't really follow whatever the fuck XQC is doing. It's just weird. It's weird to me when these guys will make a mountain out of a molehill about any and every single thing that apparently I'm doing because I'm the fucking greatest villain online. But when there are literal people in active litigation, they're just so silent. Maybe XQC did. Maybe XQC did, to be fair. Maybe Asmongold did too. One of the funniest things that happened was every single time, I'll give you an example. Every single time I say something about like how anti-white racism is not the same as anti-black racism or whatever, Asmongold and XQC will get in their feelings and will actively talk about how Twitch should potentially take some action against me, right? I'm explaining the academic context in which like systemic racism is different than individual acts of discrimination, right? And how one is significantly more harmful because systemic violence is associated with it. And I remember this flares up, this issue flares up basically once every couple months. And when it flares up, it's all over LSF. Everyone posts about it. Everyone gives their takes about how fucking racist I am, how anti-white racist I am. XQ Snake being one of those people. In that same process, Destiny will actively say the N-word. XQC has defended Destiny saying the N-word, claiming that Destiny actually didn't say the N-word in a hateful way, despite the fact that he's a white guy, but I actually was saying cracker in a hateful way, and that I'm actually an anti-white racist. If that does not spell a significant amount of hypocrisy and bias, I don't know what to tell you. It's literally real. I'm sure someone can find it. It's on LSF. Okay? Just something to consider. Like, think about that.
But recently, like, his takes are like fundamentally radicalized, and I think it's just, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not even like trying to preach to the choir, like trying to make some shit. Like, it's like this.
I love that at least like more than half of his community is saying recently, because it's true.
Oh.
If you consider my current takes to be radical, then you just have never listened to my takes at all or have understood it. With certain exceptions that I openly admit, most of my takes, especially on foreign policy and stuff,
thanks for sticking around.
identical to the past decade of public sentiments that I've expressed on the causes that I advocate for. Wait, this isn't the right clip. What are you talking about?
Is it hateful? No. Why would I say it then?
Dude. This is him saying, this is him defending Destiny using the N-word. Okay? If you want to understand the bias, especially when you consider how much XQ's been up my fucking ass about my anti-white racism or whatever. This was me in my Discord going, shocked that no clip of me saying I'm confused why LSF made no stink about Destiny saying the N-word 19 days ago on his podcast made a fraction of the drama that was caused by Crackergate, though. XQC goes...
Is it hateful? No. XQC. Why would I say it then? Like, what does that prove? How does that prove anything here? What the fuck are you talking about that?
If you are going to play the DLC,
what does that prove? How does that prove anything here?
You skip.
Yeah. Even his own audience was saying, XQC take brick wall. There's a reason why you won't say it. Say it, pussy. Okay, say it then. Then say it. His entire audience is fucking dunking on him for actively dick riding Destiny into oblivion here.
Like what?
100% Elden Ring X.
Guys, that's like saying it. Guys, I don't think that this drug is harmful. Okay, then smoke.
So you're really not going to apologize? I'm just here for you to apologize to me and the Chibok girls for supporting terrorists? So you're really not going to apologize to the thousands that dies in the hands of Boko Haram, which is funded by massive terrorist groups? Huh? What? Boko Haram? Brother, you need medication ASAP. When the fuck have I defended Boko Haram? What? What is going on, bro? What? You support terrorists and a survived terrorist group that ain't okay? My stance on the issue of Boko Haram is that I am not in support of Boko Haram. I never have been, and I never will be. I think you're not all right. Man, you literally showed terrorists to your chat and called them freedom fighters. Someone who's being a terrorist attack, that's wrong. Please explain, because that's not cool for me and others that suffered under them. What the fuck are you saying, bro? Bro, what are you saying? Do you think I'm like pro ISIS too? Are you insane? I mean, the answer is yes. I shouldn't have asked that question. That was a rhetorical question. Anyway, getting back. There's not even a clip chimp of that out there. He's just inventing it on his own. It's a new level of, that's a new level of delusion. What the fuck? You really are a terrible person? Not until they start paying you. What? Do you think that in your mind, you're like, in your mind, I assume you think that like Iran or Hamas is, or the Houthis are paying me or something, and that I am unconditionally in support of them or some shit like that. Is that what we have seen the streams, bud? I don't think you understand anything that you're seeing. I think you are what we would call an easily tricked adult. Okay? Like, I think you're in here, but you're not exactly in here. You're not exactly all there, if that makes sense. Ethan implied that you were funded by terrorist groups in the video. Yeah, that's Islamophobic garbanzo bullshit, dude. Under any other circumstance, that would be considered racist as fuck. Okay? But you can say whatever the fuck you want about someone who is Muslim, and everyone will agree with you. Okay? You will not get called out for it. That is just the unfortunate reality. This is literally like your Oxbridge talk, the last one where the dude who came up got super angry at you and the entire room was laughing, cringing at them, but they just kept going and got angrier and angrier. I know. It's just, anyway, here's we were looking at the XQC defending the N-word thing because I just wanted to show you guys that they're unprincipled actors. That's it. I don't know if he actually, people in the chat are saying he actively watched the Destiny Sex Pestiny video. I don't know what his takes were on it, but I do recall that time where he said XQC saying or Destiny saying the N-word was not hateful. Oxbridge, Cambridge plus Oxford.
Same. This is crazy. Mike from PA threatens to DMCA Asmongold, source LSF.
If you watch any of my content, you don't have a license, I will DMCA you. I don't give you any consent to review my content.
I said that if this guy doesn't get banned for 2 weeks, I am going to bring Dan Saltman. All of the information that's going to come out has not.
No way. No, dude. Oh, dude. Why didn't you bring the Dan Saltman information? Oh, shit, dude. Oh, big dog. He's got big dog, man. He's got big threats. Disagree vehemently on a lot of issues, all the way from the history of Nazi Germany down to the fact that immigrants are not actually contributing to the American crime rates in the way that the Republican administration presents it.
In the way that they present it, but they are contributing to crime rates.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking marginal percentage. Yes. Undocumented migrants, 20 million of them, okay, that come from so many different parts of the fucking planet. Oh, this is exactly the type of shit that actually pisses me off. Whenever these guys move away from like drama, even marginally, and try to dip their tippy toes in the realm of political commentary, it literally makes me lose my fucking mind, especially because of the unfettered confidence that they demonstrate in the idiocy, okay? Yes, undocumented migrants, if you were to group them as a whole, have, of course, contributed to crime, okay? Contributed to crime. 20 million people coming from every different part of the fucking planet are not a monolithic force to say that we are going to group every single undocumented migrant together when the fucking number of murders that they contribute to year over year is marginal. Marginal. When the crimes that they engage with per capita is far, far lower than the crimes that natural-born U.S. citizens engage with. If you are an anti-crime guy, you're not going to fucking spend a whole deal of time going after 20 million people who are otherwise law-abiding individuals. That's it.
Because they're here illegally. And also, it's not immigrants, it is illegal aliens, which are two different things.
Immigrants, illegal aliens, undocumented immigrants is just the appropriate term. Actually, according to the Customs and Border Patrol and the Department of Homeland Security, it's actually non-citizens. It's not even undocumented or documented immigrants. It's non-citizens, undocumented non-citizens, and documented non-citizens, for the record. That is the appropriate term. I'm using a colloquial term. You're using a term made up by some fucking weirdos who are like, oh, they're not human, they're alien. What is this correction? What is this correction from the non-right-wing, centrist political commentator? Excuse me, don't call them immigrants. They're aliens. They're illegal aliens.
This is, again, it's a deliberate misunderstanding, a deliberate misinterpretation. Same as we disagree about the history of Nazi Germany.
It's not a deliberate misinterpretation. What? No, they are immigrants. They are immigrants. Undocumented immigrants are immigrants. Documented immigrants are also immigrants. Many of the crimes that we're talking about are also Why wouldn't he just talk to you? Fear of being embarrassed? Because it's much easier to fucking keep pummeling in your hug box. God forbid, you know, some of the people that are in his community go, oh, okay, maybe he's not like the most. Nobody wants to feel stupid, okay? That's it. I don't think Asmongold is a stupid person. I think he's a very smart guy, but he's not as knowledgeable as I am on virtually every single issue that he speaks on in terms of politics. So, of course, he doesn't want to fucking talk to someone who is knowledgeable, especially at this stage, because he is now firmly a right-wing political commentator. And if he does that, he's going to look fucking dumb. And his audience is going to think, oh, I don't actually know if you are a truly knowledgeable person on the issues that you speak of. I thought so because you were very confident. He will still retain most of his audience. Don't be crazy now. Okay, but he worries, I think, if I were to assume what his reasons would be, I suspect that is probably the reason why he doesn't want to talk. It's the same as Ethan. Ethan Klein has a much easier time deliberately fucking lying about what I represent. He won't talk to me in person because he's fucking terrified of talking to me in person. Because if he talks to me in person, his audience is going to realize, oh my God, Ethan doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That's it. That is the real reason. Yeah, if he cares about embarrassing himself, is pure ego, not self-preservation. Okay, fair. It's not even losing. I don't think it's even losing viewership that he's fearful of. I think it's his ego. He wants to preserve his ego. Also, they can make more bank off the clip back and forth. I know, I fucking hate that. Asman literally did the illegal immigrant versus migrant to respond to you. I know, I just saw him say that.
The implication of that, right? A lot of implications here. We love implications.
They're not destroying our culture in the way that Asmongold approaches the subject matter.
I've never said it that way, by the way.
That's not. Oh, you haven't. You've only reacted to YouTube videos that say that and agreed with them. Tyler Oliveira, the Tyler Oliveira Nazi video is a perfect example of this. Okay? He 100% has. We just watched one of his reactions to it. I mean, dude, hold on. Do you really want me to? I can find it. Like Sports Kita, Asmongold comments on illegal immigrants coming from shithole countries of the U.S. while reacting to the White House viral ASMR video. Sharing his honest thoughts about the situation, Asmongold stated that if he were living in a shithole country, he would attempt to enter America illegally. He's like, I'm going to be honest, guys. I was living in one of those shithole countries down there. I tried to get into America too. And if I couldn't get in legally, I'd get in illegally because I bet living illegally in America is probably better living legally. It's a crime of circumstances. Asmongold says he doesn't have emotional aggravation against illegal immigrants in America. I don't have like an emotional aggregation against these people, right? It's like you have to follow the rules. You can't have people doing stuff like this, but don't ever get me twisted and make me think that like, make yourself think like, I don't like these people. I don't care about this. Like, I totally get it. It's a crime of circumstances. Furthermore, Asmongold argued that employers who hire illegal immigrants should pay for their deportation flights. Yeah, you're right. What about those people? Because who should be paying for these flights? That's the most important part. Is how do we deport them? He's like, I understand that they're victims of circumstance, but I still think that they should be fucking deported. I think that people that should be paying for these flights, yeah, the real problem is, by the way, E is actively calling for your upcoming video to be brigaded. Make sure Theo knows how you feel about hosting a terrorist-adjacent creator. Yeah, Ethan Klein is such a fucking moron. He doesn't even realize that Theo Von quite literally had Candace Owens before me. Okay? He's so one note. He's so fucking stupid and so clearly not invested in anti-Semitism whatsoever. I didn't even know I did not even know that Theo Von had Candace Owens on before me, for the record. Theo Von's not going to give a shit, dude. But it's so funny that he's like, This is the perfect demonstration of someone who does not give a fuck about actual anti-Semitism and only fucking cares about attacking me by saying I'm a terrorist adjacent creator. You're so stupid, dude. Like if you cared about stopping anti-Semitism, I don't think you would actively try to censor me, you fucking moron. You would probably try to censor people who are actually engaging in anti-Semitism. Bro took a screenshot of your minute the minute it was posted. Yeah, 1 minute in. Holy fuck. It's so crazy. He is just so one note. How the fuck does his audience not recognize this, dude? How does his audience not understand that this is a person who is hell-bent on not actually combating anti-Semitism, okay? But instead is directly just personally looking to attack me every step of the fucking way. Get over it, dude. Holy fuck. Also, this is actively trying to brigade any podcast appearance that I engage in. I'm going to be honest with you. The commentary community that actively, the commentary community that avoids talking about this topic, when they would have made basically a million videos about any other content creator that extends in the, that engages in this extended crash out, okay, you're fraudulent. You don't want the smoke. I get it, but you're fucking fraudulent. You're a little cowardly. You're a little cowardly. I'll say it. This man has become my one-man Keemstar. Are they brigading? I mean, he is. You bet your fucking ass. As soon as the podcast comes out, he's gonna post it and be like, "Go tell him how you feel about hosting a terrorist." Did he brigade Bad Hasbro? Fuck no, of course not. Want to know why? Because Bad Hasbro is not like an apolitical space, okay? God forbid he actually sends his audience to Bad Hasbro and then they literally, God forbid he sends his audience to Bad Hasbro and they watch the podcast and learn something. That's the problem. Ethan is terrified of people who are more knowledgeable than he is. And the only thing that they'll do, the only thing that he'll do against someone who is more knowledgeable than he is just isolate them and try to actively brigade every single area that I appear in. And when it doesn't work, because these people go, okay, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Calm down. When these people turn around and say, like, I thought the podcast was good. I don't know why you're fucking freaking out like this. He just loses his mind. At what point do you get a restraining order? It doesn't work that way. We're public figures, chatter. Stop. Also, I'm not a baby, all right? I'm not Ethan Klein. I'm not going to, like, cry about every single person. Like, random commenters and try. Like, can you imagine me trying to actively dox a random fucking... Me trying to actively dox, like, random former fans? Like, that's insane. Do you know how many YouTube videos that would have been made in this situation? The reason why he's saying the reason why he has to slant his manic, pathological obsession with me under the guise of like combating anti-Semitism is because he is nakedly and insanely obsessed. That's it. He's lost hundreds of thousands of subs at this point, and he can't let it go. In his mind, he has to justify it. He has to turn around and say, like, nah, it's 100% because, like, Hasan turned my community against me. It's so wild, dude. I've said time and time again, I wish him well. And I still do, because I know that if he were to get better, he would just, like, stop doing this shit and stop going down this weird rabbit hole. What is this? Have you seen him lying about this yet? Like, why is his podcast just talking about me? What the fuck is this? Ethan Klein lied about Hassan's no other land coverage. When I see Hassan talking about it, zero mention of the Israeli partner. Hassan talked about Yuval, and Ethan didn't even know the interview was in person. Like, this is what I mean. Why? It's like very simple shit to fact check. Does Ethan's community not give a fuck? I don't understand.
Seen Hassan talking about it. Zero mention of the Israeli partner. And when he I'm not saying, I don't know what happened, but he interviewed the Palestinian guy, and the Israeli wasn't on the call. They raised a bunch of money.
It wasn't a call. It was in fucking person. And Yuval, who I am trying to get on the show, by the way, was flying in.
That call. They were there.
Why is he? Why? Oh my God. I'm glad that someone is fucking fact checking him. Holy shit. Yeah, loser Hassan is so funny to say in this situation.
In person.
They were there where in person?
At Hassan's house.
So the Palestinian director.
Look at Dan's face. I didn't know Ethan was going to have so many Joe Rogan, Jamie ass moments, dude. Hey, Jamie, fact check that. My man looks fucking exhausted, dude. Holy shit.
So the Palestinian director showed up at his house?
Correct.
Anyone else was with him?
There were. To be frank, I haven't watched it. I just saw that he had him on the day before. So
yeah, there was a couple of guys in there in the room.
It could be the Israeli guy was like, "Fuck Hassan, I'm not going there." But I doubt.
Oh, I'm wrong? Okay, let's double down. Oh, it could be that the guy hates him.
I think if he had a problem with Hassan, the other guy probably wouldn't have gone either. If they're like homies.
Yeah, I doubt it.
But yeah, I think Hassan. I think it's interesting how Hassan just pretends like this wasn't made by half is made by an Israeli.
We do all of that, most of our activism together. Yeah.
So let me ask you about that actually, because so Yuval Abraham played a role in this in the making of this documentary. I've actually really admired his work for a long time at 972 Magazine, Local Calls, another one that does a lot of investigative reporting on all of the horrible things that the Israeli military is doing.
So anyway, it's just this really inspiring story of a joint venture between an Israeli and a Palestinian. Or
it's just like there's no way that Ethan's community sees this stuff, right? There's no way that they are aware that he is just literally lying every single fucking day. Apparently, he talks about me every single fucking day. I didn't realize he was just like only talking about whatever the fuck I'm doing. How does this end with him? Like genuinely is scary. I think he's like a cyber stalker. He's gonna find a new victim eventually and move on. And I will be relegated to I don't know, one of the voices that they use on the soundboard eventually, every now and then. There's a segment now bitching about you called The War Room. Oh my God. Oh, I think also hyper focusing this on this kind of shit, like when Donald Trump is actively ruining the country and perhaps the planet is additionally funny. But it's just like what we just showed. You know, you're not serious about anti-Semitism. You're just simply saying that you care about anti-Semitism because otherwise most people would look at you and go, oh, you're just like pathetically obsessed with this person. It's very weird. The H3H3 is turned into the Hasan hate hour. That's the 3 H's. Hasan hate hour. They trolled him with that segment about playing the title card soundbite over and over again. I like to believe they're subconsciously telling him how ridiculous he's being. I don't fucking know. Do you warn whoever you're collaborating that this brigading shit can happen? I didn't in the past, but I probably should warn people because like he's just always going to go after anyone and everyone that I collaborate with, I think. You have a bad habit of bringing streamers and industry colleagues onto your platform who are shills and snakes, dude. Yeah, I'm never gonna stop assuming the best in people. I don't give a shit, you know. That is not a that is a principle that I'm going to maintain. Getting fact checked by his own crew.
He's closer to them than he is to Jeff Bezos. I'm closer to your guys'
What the I'm not watching this, dude. Ethan Klein criticizes Hasan for saying he's closer to these incarcerated firefighters than Elon Musk, while at the same time not knowing how much they get taken advantage of, saying they shouldn't push for more pay. Yeah, I saw this before.
I know that many people have that opinion.
Okay.
I want to believe that it doesn't really matter from which country you're coming.
Okay.
You know, if you apply to the culture.
I don't agree with that. Like, you can't have a culture that stones women to death for adultery be compatible with a country that has pride parades. It's not compatible. It's naive. Like, it's something that sounds good and it's like the right thing to say, but it's just completely blatantly and plainly untrue. And I'm not even making a value judgment as if like our culture is superior. Like, I like my culture better, but if I went to a place that stones women to death for adultery, I would respect and follow their laws because I'm
He's like, I would stone women for adultery. It's always funny because like Asmongold himself seemingly is not transphobic because he like will sometimes talk about, you know, he'll sometimes say things that are like he'll push back on transphobia, but his community on the other hand is like so insanely transphobic. What is this? Check out what he said at 2411.
I bet it probably depends on where you're at. That's fucked up? Yeah, I don't know.
Islamophobes. We are logical. So I think it's very important to have this discussion, our discussion, while eating.
Okay.
I tell you why.
Why?
Because it's so peaceful. Can you show around?
Beautiful.
How peaceful it is.
One other point on the previous thing that I just mentioned, which was that Asmongold said he would respect other countries' cultures. And I think that is pretty funny, is that he recognizes that if he were to go to a different country, he's capable of conforming. But he doesn't think that immigrants are capable of conforming to his culture. That right there, okay? That right there, that statement right there, in and of itself, is demonstrative of the lack of care that Asmongold puts to his commentary. So much so that because he's simply reacting to whatever the fuck the right-wing position is in a somewhat positive and then sometimes critical fashion, no one in his community goes, wait a minute, but you just fucking said that you could assimilate to someone else's culture. So why don't you think that immigrants can assimilate to your culture?
That's
like, this isn't even a value judgment. This isn't even a disagreement that I have. Although I do have ideological disagreements with Asmongold, this is just pure stupidity. Like, this is a stupid argument to make. And the only reason why you would make this stupid argument is if there is some other underlying reason for why you think immigrants would not be able to assimilate to Western culture.
Owns women to death for adultery be compatible with a country that has pride parades? It's not compatible. It's naive. Like
he's saying it's not compatible, but if I was visiting a different culture, I would respect it. Okay, well, they would too. Unless there's something about these immigrants that are just impossible, that makes it impossible for them to integrate into Western culture, which is, of course, obviously the entire point of contention with this video that he agrees to. Okay? But the reason why we showed that video is because he said he never actually said, you know, immigrants are not incompatible.
Agree about the history of Nazi Germany, the implication of that, right? A lot of implications here. We love implications.
They're not destroying our culture in the way that Asmongold approaches the subject matter.
I've never said it that way, by the way.
There's plenty of disagreements there. And I think that he's doing this deliberately, I will say, in an effort to, you know, shitstorm.
Well, every video that I make and everything that you show on your stream, including this here, is done deliberately. Obviously, that's the case.
Try to get me banned, which worked.
The clip's too short. Maybe it's out of context. I hope so. I definitely do. Hopefully, it's out of context. How are you gonna?
Now, once he said this, does Asmongold go back and seek out the context? No, he doesn't. Instead, he follows through, basically packaging this as a... If you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud...
This is, by the way, the clip of me watching the context.
You would kill Rick Scott is no, that's not the full context. Because, and not make him a prominent part of the... That's literally not the full context. The full context is before. The reason why he doesn't understand that he's not reacting to the full context is because he constantly gets his information from this account, which is like a weird rabid stalker community. That is the whole point. The context is before. That implies that I'm actually reacting to Mike Johnson. I'm talking to Mike Johnson. Republican Party is because he, to this day, is still...
Yeah, this is the video of me watching.
Also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history.
Yes.
Oh, God. What are we doing? What is this, bro? Are you kidding me? So
this is not him reacting to the context. The context of this that would help him understand my argument here or what I was saying is before the clip, not after the clip. Okay? You are not watching the source material. I, on the other hand, did watch the source material, as in this video that Yeet is showcasing on his Twitter page. Anyway, it doesn't really fucking matter. It's all good.
Context makes it worse.
It's disappointing to see him. You know, I did...
You didn't. You didn't. The point is before the clip, not after the clip. You didn't look for what I said before to understand that I wasn't saying you, the audience. I was saying you, Mike Johnson. Not that it matters, because like I said, I've already taken ownership over using the term kill, saying that I should not have used the term kill. You do know you were watching a clip that starts with him watching without seeing the beginning? It's from his YouTube video, chatter.
Look at the context. There's a video of me looking at the context. The context makes it worse.
I don't think the context makes it worse. How does the context make it worse? Can you explain to me how the context makes it worse? Yeah, I'm also literally hovering around Mike Johnson's face when I say you. There's not really much more I can do in terms of context. This is one of the most annoying aspects of people getting duped out of clips. And I do this too. I will take ownership over that. Okay? Having said that, you know, this is serially bad faith.
I don't know what he's doing. Would you tell that joke about Donald Trump?
I think people would tell way crazier jokes about Donald Trump, and people have told way crazier jokes about Donald Trump.
He's right. People, but not you. And there's a reason for
That's not true. I have as well. What the fuck? I 100% have. I covered it in real time on the day of
that, and you know that reason. Everybody knows that reason, and that reason is why you got in trouble. You're
okay. I take great disrespect. Okay. All right, I'm back. Hold on. I take great disrespect at Asmongold disparaging the #1 Ryan Ruth, the head of the #1 NATO defender Ryan Ruth fan club. Okay? I take great disrespect. Put some respect on it as I am the leader of the NATO voter constituency, the only NATO voter, Ryan Ruth. I also take great disrespect about Asmongold not knowing about Ryan Ruth in general.
You're absolutely right that yes, there are other people on the internet.
I'm apolitical,
that
but
say
I love NATO.
Crazy stuff too. That's absolutely true. I think he's right. And again, you don't actually think this isn't a call to violence. What you think is that it's not a big deal.
My statement was hyperbolic.
And also, did he ever delete that tweet, the makeshift gun that they used to kill Shinzo Abe? Twitter made him delete it. Right, okay.
Yeah, Twitter did make me delete it. I think it was pussy shit. Comedy is legal, by the way. Comedy is legal, folks. Asmongold supporter Elon Musk made it legal. Turns out what they meant was, 56-year-olds are running around saying the R word, but, any other type of comedy, God forbid, that's not legal. That's very much illegal.
Okay, so it's a pattern of behavior.
But the intention of it was not a call to violence directly against a sitting senator, but instead was to show the...
That's good. That's good, but it did sound like that.
Oh, so you understand the context of it, and you're still saying, well, it sounded like it. Okay, well, I recognize that it sounded like it. All right.
Sounded exactly like a call to violence. Like, if you read the chat after that, I would say that a lot of people were probably thinking the exact same thing. That's what they were typing in his chat at the same time.
Yeah, they're saying, oh, damn, are we prosecuting Rick Scott? Like, what the fuck? They're literally... they're straight up... Thank you for clarifying. These assholes just want to cut recipients. Scream the truth, brother. Like, what do you mean? The chat is not even showing what he says it's showing.
Thinking the exact same thing. That's what they were typing in chat, in his chat.
Like, what the fuck? Why did he show this?
At the same time.
The hypocrisy of the Republicans. They want to cut the American people out. Like, what do you mean? You just said chat was going, yep. Like, dude, chat is quite literally... The hypocrisy
Chat
of the
is quite
Republican
literally,
Party. With the exception of the one guy that said, do it, okay? Every single person in the chat is straight up saying, like, prosecute Rick Scott. In terms of how little they truly care about. Also, we do ban people who do calls to action all the time, like calls to violence all the fucking time. He's trying to make a point that you radicalize your chat like he does. Yeah, I radicalize my chat in the direction of protecting Medicaid for their fucking grandparents. I know. Instead of radicalizing them in the direction of constantly blaming trans people, constantly blaming undocumented migrants. Like, if I'm radicalizing my chat in the direction of being an advocate for Medicare for all, Asmongold is radicalizing his chat in the direction of killing undocumented immigrants by saying he's going to go fucking on a deportation hunt dressed up like Ash Ketchum. Not saying that he's doing that, by the way. I'm not saying he's like radicalizing them in that direction, but understand that this analog, if extended to its logical conclusion, leads me to believe that that is the case. That paired up with a million different,
Another thing. So like they're doing this thing with like these deportations where they bring in like celebrities to deport people, and
Yeah, you can't fucking say my chat is representative of me as a note when the chat is representative of me, by the way, and it's not saying what you claim it's saying. When your fucking chat goes insane mode at the mere sight of a woman or, God forbid, a black person, they just like start spamming DEI so hard that some of them get fucking aneurysms, dude.
And it made me wonder, what is the probability that Tom Homan would let me go with him dressed up as Ash Ketchum with watching them do deportations? Like, I feel like it's probably at least 5.
Like, this is so dehumanizing. It's so unimaginably dehumanizing. Also, speaking of chats, yeah, his chat was fucking spamming W Hitler when he was talking about Nazis doing book burnings, trans book burnings. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Yeah, okay, I'll take ownership over that. Yes, I'm radicalizing my chat. I'm radicalizing them to have radical amounts of fucking empathy for all people, including victims of American war. Okay? God forbid. I know, I'm a fucking major terrorist for that. It's illegal. Meanwhile, you're fucking radicalizing your audience with this shit. Actively dehumanizing undocumented migrants, talking about them like they're just cannon fodder. Talking about them like they're Pokemon, dude. I'm gonna go and toss a Pokeball at a random Guatemalan dad who's been living in fucking on U.S. soil, picking fucking strawberries and fruits and vegetables so that like he can have a Whataburger order that has a decent price adjustment so he doesn't have to pay too much money. And then he's gonna sit there and be like, well, yeah, time to throw a Pokeball at this guy. Yeah.
5% chance, right? Like, I think we're at a 5 to 10% chance that this could happen. Yeah, exactly. That'd be really good content. It would be. And, yeah, probably not going to happen, though, but it would be fucking funny. For the love of God, you must try. Yeah, it'd be fucking hilarious. And, yeah, your statement about not voting to disadvantage yourself is really blowing up on X with strong support. Well, of course it is. Of course it.
Bro, someone in the chat said, he banned the people that said it. Damn, a lot of bans were dished out on that day, I think. W. Adolf, like, come on, dude. He banned them after the clips of it blow up. Oh, let's see. Let's see the next time he talks about that. This is the VOD. So the post, this is the VOD. So the post that didn't get banned or deleted. Yeah. Can't believe Christian2123 said Nazi W. Like, what are we talking about in terms of radical takes here? Jesus Christ. About Medicare and Medicaid fraud, because that happens at the point of the provider.
He brings up a great point, and I think he's right about.
Like, look. Like, here, you want to know chat moderation? If someone is a good person, they would kill Hasanabi, says Snuffle de Juret. Okay? Guess we can't say his name in here. I just randomly stumbled across that. It's not like I was actively seeking this out. I was like, what is his chat saying in this process? Well, that's what his chat's saying. If someone is a good person, they would kill Hasanabi. Lo and behold, of course, and this is not, I mean, if you've been in here for a long enough time, you've already seen this. Every time Asmongold makes a fucking YouTube video, we know immediately, not because I'm aware of when Asmongold uploads videos or whatever, but because immediately people come in here to be like, hey, terrorist supporter, it's time to fucking kill you. I can't wait to find you in person and murder you dead. You know, every single fucking time. Now, I don't even think Asmongold would agree with his chatters saying that they want to fucking murder me, okay? I would not agree with my chatters saying similar things. 100%. It's unacceptable. But goddamn, dude. I wonder if he's ever said anything in here. He's not chatted in here. I mean, a lot of the stuff, to be fair, is scary, I think. Not the fact that his audience is saying that they want to murder me. That I don't fucking give a shit about. I hear that every day. Who cares? But it is scary that large content creators are just like actively entertaining. Large content creators are actively entertaining insane sentiments like this. He isn't holding you accountable for what your chat said. He was trying to prove a point that your chat also thought you were making a call to violence, except that point is incorrect. Literally evidenced by what he showed as the I'm unbanning that guy.
He brings up a great point, and I think he's right about this. But the issue is that you're muddying the waters and you're damaging your own argument and you're making yourself seem like an extremist when you're calling for killing people, when you actually have fun.
Okay, he already understood that that's not what I was doing anyway. I was so weird.
Fundamentally a strong argument and a good policy position. And the ironic thing about this is that I remember I saw Hasan's interview with CNN, and Hasan even said what do Democrats need to do to get people back, and he said have good policies. It's about how you're communicating it in a way that's hostile.
Obviously, I shouldn't have used hyperbolic language, and there's definitely some ownership.
Okay, there you go. All right, problem solved. Yep, he agrees.
That I must take. Some apologies there. I should not have said Mike Johnson should kill Rick Scott. I should have simply said Mike.
He didn't say Mike Johnson. He said you should.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. Nope.
That fraud is not coming from individuals, it's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after like false billing. They are trying to cut recipients, okay? It is not happening at the point of recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay?
And I think that that's what was communicated to the audience, because the audience was spamming things like Luigi.
Johnson should punish Rick Scott, perhaps with the, maximum punishment, whatever that would be.
Right.
Wait, what?
That's what was communicated to the
None of them are saying
the audience, because the audience was spamming things like Luigi.
Johnson, Luigi's fate is the only person that fucking says Luigi when 2016, 2017. You were literally hovering with your mouse. I know. It's so obvious that there's one person, there's like 35,000 people watching at that point. One person should punish Rick Scott, perhaps with the, maximum punishment, whatever that would be.
Right, which is fair. And I think that
one guy said Luigi and he focused on it. I know.
He had said that, by the way, there would have never been any controversy about this. The difference is about advocating for vigilante justice versus advocating for a...
Yeah, see, people in his chat are saying when he said you, he was literally talking about the dude on screen. Maybe it's okay to admit he's a legit POS.
A criminal process.
He knows exactly what he was saying. What little I know about the guy, he seems like trouble. You can be hyperbolic. People do that daily. It's what he said. Max punishment is death. You can never hate Lazan enough.
I actually have the same opinion, is that the people that run companies like this should face personal charges. I just don't think you should advocate to kill them. And I try not to go too super hard on it. I'll link you guys the video real quick before I get into it. And
he's linking the Ethan Klein video to his audience because, to show support.
Yeah, there's the video. It's the Ethan video.
Perhaps this is the reason why Ethan Klein doesn't talk about Asmongold and his apologia for certain regimes of the past.
Which one?
Just let me intervene for one singular moment, because my brain is melting. The assumption is that Asmon is linking H3's video to his chat because he's collaborating with Ethan Klein to take down Hasan.
And
why is his fucking random editor trying to tag team here? What the fuck is going on? He's linking the Ethan Klein video to his audience because, Ethan Klein, if held to the same standard that he holds me, if he held Asmongold to that same standard, he would be going fucking crazy mode on a daily basis. Okay? This isn't my own. This is not about my assessment of what Asmongold has said. This is simply about the nature of Ethan's mania. Okay? What do I mean by this? Ethan Klein has spent months and months and months on end claiming falsely that I am anti-Semitic. If he can say someone like myself is anti-Semitic after I have spent a decade actively combating anti-Semitism, okay, then his metric for anti-Semitism should possibly cause him to lose his mind about Asmongold saying, I'm 99% sure the Holocaust happened. Okay? That's my point. That's my point. And I think that's a valid point. The point isn't even about Asmongold. It's more so about Ethan in this regard, is that he doesn't give a shit about any of the stuff that he talks about. It's a very common technique applied by the ADL, the Apartheid Defense League, the Anti-Defamation League, also known as the Apartheid Defense League, focuses more on anti-Israel sentiment rather than the, active anti-Semitism that happens. 100K to anyone who kills Hasan, PM me. This guy, 2024, man, if I felt played like that, I'd knock the fuck out of that dude. I'd kill that motherfucking dude. Now I'm the dude he wants to kill. How did this happen? Bro, you have an account that you've had since 2013. Why are you burning that? You're going to get a fucking site-wide ban, dummy. That's crazy. Dude went to TwitchCon. Yeah, that's crazy that this dude went to TwitchCon and now he's over here talking about how he wants to fucking kill. What's the website to seek to look at other people's chats and other people's what you don't understand is Asmon didn't make Ethan feel like a fool, and that's all he cares about. Like a lot of wannabe comedians, his sense of self-worth being under fire is why he's losing his mind over you, and is absolutely not a legitimate concern about anti-Semitism. What do you mean Ethan would love him? Asmon said Palestinians deserve to be genocided. I mean, that's true. Anyway. Asmongold's chat is not on that site. Oh. Let's continue.
Newsflash. That's what good reaction channels should always do, but I'm sure you wouldn't know anything about that.
Link the video. There's the video. I'll link the video again. This is so funny. I'll link the video. I'm going to link the video again. Oh, let me link the video. I'll link the video, guys. Give him a like. Give him a sub.
He doesn't even link the video as he's reacting to it. Oh, yeah. Wait. He reacted to my fucking video. He didn't link it. What's up? What the fuck? Dumbass editor? Stupid ass fucking editor? What is this? Oh, who he follows? He follows me. Squeaks, Michaela, E-Rob. He follows a lot of people. XQC, Moon Moon. It's just, it's always weird when you got people who like follow your friends and then they're just like, he reacted to their Yeet tweet. Okay, well, why? He reacted to the Yeet tweet on other videos that he was watching too. The fuck? I also react, for the record, and will actively promote the videos that I react to, for the record.
If you like the video.
Oh, I almost forgot. He also pretty much called Asmon a Nazi, but I'll let my employee handle that. Back to you, Baldy.
Ethan, who really cares about anti-Semitism, of course.
This is it's a
terrorist simplifying bitch, the King Joker. I think you're forgetting that I'm wearing the hat. I'm an apolitical content creator. Also, I love when dudes get real horny about like shitting on me that they don't type correctly.
And the obvious implication is that I am a Nazi apologist, right? That's clearly what he's implying. Obviously, you can't say that because if you say that, it sounds insane and retarded. So the only thing that you can do is...
No, I don't think it sounds that insane. I mean, I don't... The only reason why I don't say that is because I still don't believe that. I think it's something different. It's someone who is entertaining this kind of sentiment specifically because you get a lot of hype out of it. That's it. And it doesn't really matter whether you are a legitimate ideological Nazi, a committed ideological Nazi or not. And I've actually changed my mind a little bit since the Anders Nordic thing, which is weird for sure. I'm saying that you are entertaining Nazis in your community, which is correct. It literally is correct. I'll give you a counterexample that, for example, Ethan Klein and Asmongold and every other person that watched the content puke does not understand. I talk about Hamas, Hezbollah, and numerous other groups that are fighting against Israeli violence on a daily basis. But the first sight of anti-Semitism in this community, I do not entertain it. What do? I pull that person. If the mods don't ban them before I can get to them, I pull that person to the fucking public square and I ban them. Okay? That's the difference. That is the difference. When someone actively will say some shit about Jews or something that is anti-Semitic, I will openly humiliate them, explain to them why they're wrong, and then ban them. Because I don't entertain that kind of thing. I, for example, wouldn't do what Asmongold was doing, actively saying, come join our Discord by, you know, if you're a salute enjoyer, come join our Discord or whatever the fuck his mods were pinning in the chat. Like, that is entertaining Nazis. And for the record, before people ask, like, whoa, what about entertaining Hamas? What about entertaining Hamas? What about entertaining Hamas? I do not, and I stand by this for the record, I do not believe that the Palestinian militancy, the Palestinian resistance groups are operating on the boundaries of anti-Semitism. What is this? You're a fucking asshole. I do not think that their primary function is to be anti-Semitic. I think that they are an emancipatory group through and through. And there are certainly things that they've done that I do not agree with. Okay? But having said that, I do not think that their primary function or the reason why they're doing things is because of pure anti-Semitism. I think it's fucking stupid. And I will defend that every day of the goddamn week. Okay? That's it. You are joking, right? They say from sea to sea. What? You mean from the river to the sea? I say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. I always say that. I'm not going to censor emancipatory slogans because the oppressors are upset about it. It hurts their fucking feelings. You didn't even get the actual statement correctly, unless you're talking about America, because Americans say from sea to shining sea.
Imply that and hope that the schizos that watch the video will get the message.
That's why he constantly comes after me, someone he knows has a long track record alongside him at times, attacking anti-Semites and explaining to people what famous dog whistles are and things of that nature. But that'll be for a different day.
People are so ideological. It's ironic that he brings up dog whistles because this is exactly... didn't Twitch ban the word Zionist and using that?
Yeah. I'm realizing that like a big chunk of the people that I'm duking it out with are just not really interested in the context of things. Like, Zionist is not a dog whistle. Twitch capitulated to the fucking ADL because Ethan was crying over and over again, and the ADL kicked in. Okay, the ADL came in. ADL is an institution that I don't think Asmongold likes either, by the way. I wonder what his fucking chat is going to say about that. It's not because people were hatefully using Zionist as a substitute for Jew. Okay, Zionism is akin to Nazi ideology. That's the truth. It is a fascist ideology. That's simply it. Saying F the Z word, okay, I don't want to get fucking banned again, is akin to saying fuck Nazis. That's it. Or saying fuck fascists. The overwhelming majority of Zionists on this planet are not Jewish, okay? The overwhelming majority of Zionists on this planet are Christians. That's right. The overwhelming majority of Zionists in the United States of America are Christians. They are not Jewish. As a matter of fact, Zionists, Christian Zionists, evangelical Christian Zionists far outnumber the number of Jews in the United States of America and even far outnumber the number of Jews across the board, Zionist and anti-Zionist. So yes, Twitch making this clownish capitulation to a silly campaign conducted by organizations that they just want to fucking, get off their back does not change this reality.
That is a slur because his chat was using it as a dog whistle to be.
No, they weren't. You're fucking lying. You're lying pretty aggressively, as a matter of fact. You're lying in an incredibly gross fashion. You should know better. That is disgusting. Straight up. That is a disgusting lie. Why are you arguing with a dude who hasn't changed clothes? Because the dude who hasn't changed clothes commands a fairly large audience, and every single time he makes videos like this, they come in here and tell me that they want to kill me. It's also kind of funny because I don't even think he's pro-Israel.
Anti-Semitic. I feel like we want to talk about dog whistles. I mean, that's a pretty big one, right? I think that's just a whistle. Let's see here. We got one more.
Oh, okay. This is an incredibly cartoonish display of the false principles that Asmongold claims to espouse. Okay. He says he's Mr. Free Speech, and then he fucking does this nonsensical bullshit. Okay. Complete and utter bullshit. Zionist, your chat was using his dog whistle. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. How many videos has this guy done about the ADL because they went after Steam? And then all of a sudden he's like, no, the ADL was based on this one because he came after Hasan. You mad? Yeah, I'm mad about the fucking hypocrisy. Get cooked. Yeah, you're right. I'm cooked. Are you a fucking animal? Like, are you like a dog? Do you only respond to shapes and colors? Is that what's going on here? You're like, oh, got him. What's crazy about all this? Yeah, guy who used the term solution when talking about what Germany should do with immigrants a million times says Zionist was a dog whistle in this chat. Here's the problem with that argument. Anti-Semitism in broad fucking daylight is not only not restricted, but literally celebrated at this fucking point. If someone was supposed to be anti-Semitic, why the fuck would they try to hide it with dog whistles? Okay? That's what's so stupid about this. Look at fucking Candace Owens. Look at Dan Bilzerian. Look at Andrew Tate. These guys are insanely popular content creators, and they don't fucking hide it. They just like actively say that they don't like Jews. Okay? Look at Jake Shields. Zach Rar, you did kind of say that there was a non-zero chance that the Holocaust didn't happen. The Sabra incident. Anti-Zionism isn't anti-Semitic. Hold on. 1 second. Oh, I gotta open the door. Noah's here.
One more.
But spends most of his time simply sitting around and reacting to Donald Trump. He is now officially, by my estimations, a larger right-wing political commentator than even the likes of Ben Shapiro. Very successful.
I don't know about that. Now, I love this glaze, right? I mean, if you look at these numbers, let's zoom in and look at these numbers. Wow, those are great numbers. We love those numbers. Wow.
I mean, it's true. Now he's saying glaze, but like, why does he hide from the truth? Yeah, Noah's here.
Wow. Ben Shapiro is infinitely more well-known than I am, right? He's been doing this for years. He's been on mainstream media for over 10 years. Just because I'm getting more views on YouTube doesn't mean that I'm more popular than somebody. But, okay, that's fine. Let's move on.
Than even the likes of Ben Shapiro. Very successful in this field. His videos reacting to Donald Trump get millions of views, more so than the day.
Which, by the way, keep in mind, this was a joke video that was AI made about them fighting because Donald Trump, if you look at it here, Donald Trump never actually punched Zelensky on camera.
Use more. Wait, what? Does he think that's the only? See, this is what I mean. Does he think that that's the only video that he's done? Like, we can see this video's on your channel, dude. We can see all the videos that you're doing. Democrats embarrassing themselves during Trump's speech. Migrants challenge U.S. troops, get captured immediately. Trump killed it. Like, what? Why is he doing this? You have to assume your audience is fucking like room temperature IQ at that point. What the fuck? Like, do people just click on this and go, yeah, that's right, Asmongold is not right-wing. He's not a right-wing commentator. So than the Daily Wire could ever dream of. Asmongold also is the largest.
Well, the reason why the videos are so popular because they're not necessarily coming at it from a right-wing perspective.
Oh, it's because he's a centrist. That's why. That's fucking why, dude. Shit.
They're coming at it from a nuanced, balanced, reasonable perspective of what I believe to be the average American. And I think that those videos, the reason why they're so popular is that even if people might disagree with the conclusion of them, the video is still respected as an attempt at truth. And I think that's
every right-wing person does this, okay? Oh, I'm a centrist. I'm nuanced. I'm balanced. I'm reasonable. Trump is based. That's why I wear the hat. For those of you who are wondering when I say I'm fucking apolitical now, that's why I do it, okay? It's a joke about how so many right-wingers will routinely claim that they're fucking centrists who have a nuanced perspective and are simply arriving at the truth or whatever the fuck. It's like Tim Pool. It's a Tim Pool technique. Tim Pool, still to this day, for some weird reason, claims he's a liberal over and over and over again. It's just ridiculous.
That's the reason why a lot of people watch the content. That's the reason why a lot of people like it. It's because they like seeing at least some degree of attempt at discourse. It's not because I'm more educated, I know more about it than other people. It's not because I'm funnier. I tell jokes about it, but like at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, his political content gets more views than his gaming content does. His political videos get more views than his gaming videos do. It's because he's a political commentator. And I get it. Okay. I know this better than anybody else because I myself am a political commentator. Of course, a centrist one, a centrist political commentator. Look at the hat. But that is the reality. Like, that is where Asmongold is. I don't know why he tries to fucking masquerade. I mean, I do know why he tries to masquerade as like a centrist who is approaching this subject with a nuance that is desperately needed in the field of politics. It's just marketing. He's smart enough to just not openly admit that he's right-wing, but it's very obvious that his entire grift is doing right-wing commentary. And it's not the first time that someone has done this. There are a lot of prominent right-wing content creators who literally started off by claiming that they were apolitical, but constantly slammed incredibly right-wing positions into their commentary, Jordan B. Peterson being one of them. Even fucking like Sargon of Akkad and half those like centrist content creators, or sorry, centrist, far-right content creators initially started off as like centrist skeptics. They always do that, and then they slowly but surely lean into it. Joe Rogan was a nuanced approacher to the subject matter. That's it. I just don't think that he gives a shit. I don't think he cares about the politics. 2022 call out, centrist Tim Pool. Yeah. Supposed centrist Tim Pool is currently hosting Kanye West, neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes, and PETA defender Milo Yiannopoulos on a show. I wish I was making this up. That's it. This is like fence sitting is a very common technique used by right-wingers, okay? Very common technique.
The main reason why is because I do try to think about how people feel and then express it from their perspective. And I think that that's a good thing. And that's something that I try to have. That's
Bro, XQC is so aggressively in the tank for Kick. It's hilarious. Aiden Ross says he messaged 30 of the biggest streamers on Twitch for support. First of all, for someone asking, I'm curious, did Aiden reach out to you? Of course he didn't reach out to me. Even he understands that that would be fucking ridiculous after his community actively doxed literally my whole fucking family, okay? Like, what do you mean? That is also part of the reason why these guys don't get unbanned, for the record. When you literally spend years and years hanging out with fucking neo-Nazis, actively and prominently putting them up on a pedestal, yeah, there's going to be content creators who say, nah, fuck that. You know, you're a good dude now. I believe in you. I think that you've changed, okay? And maybe he has. Only time will fucking tell. But there's a reason why most people are going to be like, I don't want to even touch this with a 10-foot pole. This is one of the content creators I was talking about that most content creators don't talk about because they know his community used to be fucking rabid. I think he like deleted his Twitter comms. So that's a good step in the right direction. But that was unironically one of the content creators. Like, you think people don't fucking talk about Aiden Ross because like they don't see the shit that he's doing? No, because people don't talk about Aiden Ross because they're afraid that his audience is gonna fucking come after them. FaZe Ronaldo, not even trying to pick sides, but how is Aiden Ross still banned for unmoderated chat? Doesn't really make sense. It's been 2 years. I don't really understand how he hasn't been given another chance. Nandre, because he's a Holocaust denier, platforms neo-Nazis, had anti-Semitic artwork as official emails for his channel, uses misogynistic rhetoric, platforms convicted human traffickers, and stream porn to his underage viewers. Bruh, he's Jewish. Yeah, which makes it even crazier. It's not like, I think there's always a path for redemption for a lot of these fucking people. All right. But I mean, Nandre is not wrong. This is just the tip of the fucking iceberg too. Yeah. People talk about how like, oh, Hasan is doing threats to, calls to action or threats to violence or whatever. Like, Aiden Ross literally fucking was talking about killing transgender people. He's tweeted about killing me. He has literally said Aiden Ross was famously fucking said that he prays to God that there is some dirt on me, that he would give $1 million in crypto to anyone who can fucking find something to smear me with. Okay? He came out with nothing in the process. And here is that fucking snake piece of shit XQC going, the industry classic. Yeah, lots of fake friends. Talk about a fucking fake friend, dude. I housed this motherfucker in my house when he was getting fucking targeted. Okay? God damn. Like, think about that, dude. Yeah, no friends in the industry, dude. Oh, XQCL, my juicer, no friends in the industry. Meanwhile, you're over here, like, with $100 million that he got from Kick, actively trying to fucking whitewash this dude who has literally done unimaginable, untold amounts of fucking harm to the same community that you're a part of. Because XQC treats every single person like a fucking NPC, okay? That is the reason. And the more he grows his platform, I'm sure the more he grows his fucking platform, more people will collaborate with him again. But the reality of the matter is, for years and years, he just discarded every single person, didn't give a fuck. I don't know if it was because of insecurity. He was a very nice person behind closed doors when the cameras were not on, but it didn't fucking matter, okay? When the cameras turned on, he just turned to a goddamn demon. You're literally the worst judge of character I've seen in my life. No, dude, I don't think you understand. I will always and actively try to fucking help people, okay? Doesn't matter. I don't, like, you guys want me to be as vicious as you are, okay? Hassan, stop being a snake. Yeah, shut up, dude. I know. My biggest fucking crime was calling him out for the unrestricted, unlimited access that he gave to a unregulated crypto casino to his audience. God forbid. Isn't it suspicious that so many of those guys just actively on a fucking dime went on the fuck Hassan tip? He tried to fucking accuse me of covering sexual assault, dude. The fuck do you mean? What are you saying? That I'm the fucking snake in this situation? Like, please grow up. Jesus Christ. Yeah, weird that me and Pokey were actively covering sexual assault, it seems, according to him and Train. Why did they actually target me and Pokey, I wonder? Perhaps it has something to do with fucking cryptocurrency online casinos. Yeah, and he held his information as a nuke. The fuck out of here. I was wrong about you, not gonna lie. I like your platform and I think your views are actually unbiased. Thanks for having common sense and being a voice of reason. Those other guys are fucking sellout losers. See, the hat is working. The apolitical hat is working. Having said all of that, despite the fact that you know, these guys have eventually all fucking turned around and done insane shit. Because before people say like, oh, Hassan, why are these people like turning on you? I don't know, man. Look at the rest of their fucking output and you will understand why they're turning on me. It's because I actively try to change their minds over and over again. I tried the path of least resistance. I try to be as nice as possible. But it doesn't matter when there's money to be made. People fucking lose sight of any sort of ideological position that they might have. The reason why they do that is understandable. Many people would also do that. Having said that, I'm not going to stop. I'm always going to try to show people that there's a different fucking way. But notice how no one grifts to the fucking left. Notice how no one does that. No one just goes, oh man, I'm fake socialist. I'm a socialist. No. At most, they'll, refuse to say right-wing shit on a daily basis because they recognize that the environment is not sustainable for that sort of commentary. Okay? It is what it is. What? Asmongold doesn't believe in spreading disinformation and hate speech?
Oh, man. Do you believe spreading hate speech and disinformation should be allowed? Yes.
What?
Yep, easy one. Easy decision. Yeah, that's simple. Yeah, just absolutely. And yeah, what's the PowerPoint about? Probably about who the best YouTube channels are, something like that. Yeah, of course. Hate speech is free speech. It is. And that's it. Good thing you're humble? I guess so, yeah. Or this, yeah, I'm playing Monster Hunter for the plot. Oh, God.
Context was about free speech? Here he compares Derek Chauvin and Luigi as well as Hamas. Here he says Luigi is worse than Derek Chauvin.
I think that if Derek Chauvin was not involved and George Floyd was just driving his car and he had never been pulled over, he probably would not have died that day.
Yeah, I don't disagree with Asmongold. I don't think people who spread misinformation should go to fucking jail either, to be fair. And in terms of hate speech, it's entirely contextually dependent. You know, it's who you're doing the hate speech to and how you're doing it. If it's a violent threat, then yes.
That's what my opinion is. And I think the martyrdom of this person, this, in my opinion, is the right-wing version of defending Hamas.
Oh, timing. I wasn't agreeing with Asmongold's take here. I was agreeing with Asmongold's previous take on not fucking arresting people for spreading misinformation. Apologies for the misunderstanding from people.
At the end of the day, I think that if Derek Chauvin was not involved and George Floyd was just driving his car and he had never been pulled over.
Bro, this dude doesn't even know the fucking context of George Floyd. George Floyd wasn't pulled over while driving. Ugh. Cops were called over a counterfeit bill.
He probably would not have died that day. That's what my opinion is. And I think the martyrdom of this person, this, in my opinion, is the right-wing version of defending Hamas. That's my opinion. Needlessly divisive, incredibly complex, mostly verifiably fucking wrong. It's complete partisan politics, and it's...
Yeah, the fucking pro-Hamas party. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. What are you talking about? Oh my god. Yeah. Defending Derek Chauvin is the right-wing version of defending Hamas is so ridiculous. This is, oh god, this is the type of shit that liberals will probably eat.
It's of the benefit of no one. That's what I think. Or defending Luigi. Yeah. Yeah. Luigi's is worse than this. I would, I don't know, kind of it's worse. I don't know. It depends, right? But like, it's kind of the same. You can
what?
Apply similar logic, but comparing the two seems insane. Only a person of low IQ would, of course, Hamas is worse than one person, right? Obviously. But my point is that optically, this is the same thing.
Hasan, I will say it. We need both you and Asmongold. Whether you both dislike one another, you both have edgy takes, but you have honest points too. I think you both have more you agree on than you don't. I guarantee you and Asmongold do a talk together. It would be the largest stream Twitch would have ever seen. I have done it. I don't think he wants to talk to me anymore. I'm always willing to talk to Asmongold. I have no issues talking to Asmongold anytime, any place. I have done this. I had these conversations before. There was a time when Asmongold was definitely much more courteous and much more charitable to whatever the fuck people were saying about me. But that time, I think, is gone. I think part of that is also because an Anit American Hasan skip. Anit American. I couldn't even finish this fucking video. Holy shit.
It's always been the case. So the reason why these videos are extremely popular is because they do appeal to people that are on both sides of the political spectrum.
Just political content creator on Twitch in general. He's the largest political streamer now. He's double my size. He's always been double my size, but he's now double my size when it comes to political commentary as well. So, why does this bother him? It's just the truth. I've never understood. I actually don't understand why he's like offended by this. It's just the truth. What the fuck is so offensive about this?
I mean, like, Listen, I think you guys are very lucky that I am the most humble and modest streamer. This stuff would probably affect an average person's ego a lot. Doesn't affect me, doesn't bother me. And so I don't even see it this way. I think he's trying to just say.
No, I think that the numbers do affect him in the sense that he responds to the numbers, and that's why he won't stop. And that's why he'll actively continue entertaining more and more right-wing stuff. And eventually when people have moved beyond the outrage fatigue of all of the crazy things that the Trump administration is doing, they'll come after him again and again and again, and he'll fucking feel really bad about it. And it will impact his, it will cause tremendous mental harm. This side of the commentary space, is a very treacherous terrain. The only reason why I'm capable of continuously doing what I'm doing is because I have genuine ideological conviction. It's because I have a worldview that I believe. It's not just a numbers game. If it's just a numbers game, you move on. You go back to talking about titties in video games, okay, tomorrow. That's it. He knows it's not good to be a right-winger, so he denies it and is in complete denial. No, I think he's more impactful when he consistently presents himself as a centrist, unbiased, and nuanced commentator.
Say this in order to create a narrative of him being the underdog, like farm sympathy.
Well, let's see what the largest free speech defender had to say. He actually voluntarily brings this up in a YouTube video called "What the Fuck is Twitch Doing?" YouTube videos from 2 days ago with 1 million views. The first 13 minutes of it is just reacting to the latest Ethan Klein video, who is falsely smearing me as someone who doesn't care about Israeli civilians or whatever, which is obviously incorrect. He packaged that up with the Libs of TikTok video to call for my banning.
It was not just Libs of TikTok. I think that this is, again, it's an optics game where you're...
Wait, what? It is? What the fuck? It was Libs of TikTok. Libs of TikTok got I think it was Yeet that clipped it deliberately, knowing that it could potentially get me banned. Someone leaked some fucking conversations that these stalkers were actively having about, like, they literally clip share. They're in here right now, most likely, waiting for an opportunity to clip something and then post it on Twitter. And they share it amongst one another to be like, this will get him banned. Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, it's all good.
You're saying it's Libs of...
Yeah, it's not just Libs of TikTok. It's, you know, a whole bunch of other right-wing freaks as well.
TikTok, because Libs of TikTok is kind of a moron in a lot of cases. And so it's like, well, this person is doing it, and it's about kind of creating it to be a partisan political issue rather than...
It is a partisan political issue. It is. That is precisely what it is. It 100% is a partisan political issue.
Than just simply a behavior that's bad. You know, according to Hasan, it's my fault, it's Ethan's fault, it's Destiny's fault.
No, it's my fault individually, okay? It is the words that I'm using that allowed me to get to a place where people could just like clip something out of context and then actively demand I get banned or go to jail or something. Having said that, however, yes, you and a lot of these other people highlighted it deliberately to cause a fuss.
Libs of TikTok's fault. It's everybody's fault except for his. It seems Hasan's very bad faith towards you. People can be bad faith towards me all they want. The fact is that I'm still going to be here doing my thing. And the more that...
Yeah, until the views dry up. That's it. If tomorrow the tide shifted and people no longer wanted to watch him talk about, you know, if no longer people were interested in having him go, yeah, over and over again over, you know, right-wing videos from Tyler Oliveira or Donald Trump, he just wouldn't do it. Straight up. Straight up. It's just the truth. And it's fine. Like, that's why I say I understand Asmongold better than anybody else. Okay.
people are bad faith towards
To
me.
be fair, even if you're careful, they will just lie. Yeah, but it's a lot higher effort to just lie.
And the more that people are unfair towards me, the more they will alienate average, moderate, and reasonable people. Because average, moderate, and reasonable people do not want to be gaslit into extremism. And so when I see people that are...
Yeah. He's combating extremism. Who else was doing that? Oh, that's right. Destiny. Anyway, yeah. He's combating extremism.